We deploy trail cameras strategically to track these elusive mature bucks within their territories. These areas can be tight and small in the vastness of the woods of Mother Nature. Minimize your time in these areas. These bucks sense disturbances. Thoroughly check your camera settings and battery levels prior to setup. Corrections can be tough. These experienced whitetails have mastered their domain, and any disruption can send them further into hiding. Successful tracking and hunting these very animals hinge on your ability to respect their environment and patience. Practice the utmost discretion as you go, leaving the least trace of your presence. This is the start, what I was telling you about, like, this runs, like, this creek ravine runs a solid 900 yards, 1,000 yards down this way, but it combats or sets or starts the, what we call like the big ridge, the main ridge that runs through our land that we hunt on. And so like, this thing is a cliff. And so like, very so often, like we don't find trails. There's just not trails, but like they don't cross this thing. And this works this way. We'll continue on, but about, I don't know, 500 yards up that way, this comes all the way up. And they're funneling around this. And so like I said, like our challenge that we've been presented with was we have deer that live on this side, but they're migrating to that side. And there's a choke point. That's not really a choke point, but I mean, it's just expansive timber of about 600 yards. They can migrate, they're moving through this 600 yard section of somewhat decent terrain that they can cross in. But we do know, we have trail cam pictures of them on this ridge over here, and we have trail cam pictures on them on that ridge over there. And we've not seen the big deer that we've been looking for, but we know that not all deer are going to food sources that are put up by humans. They're not hitting corn, they're not hitting feeders. And so like, we gotta find them. And so the only way we can get that to happen right now, I think we just gotta do like a surveillance. And we're gonna line this road up and try to see where they're crossing through this area. Because we know they're over here, they're over there. And so, and I know that the big boys they're all in podded up. And so we have pictures of the pods. They're just not showcasing them in front of the feeders. They're standing back, they're staying back and going to a different food source in that area. And so this is the first start of the choke point. We'll get to the other side, but we're gonna have to grid it off just to see some area that they're moving through. But this is positive, this is exciting. This trail right here that runs along. It validates all our findings, all of our theories. Nothing beats boots on the ground. We can use Onyx all day long. We can use topographic maps. We can use drones. We can do everything. Food sources, but nothing beats just walking through the woods and trying to find where they're at. But it's always hard in the summertime because there's just not the same sign that you see in the winter, fall time with scrapes and rubs and whatnot. And so trail and expansive timber is a great sign. Let's keep walking, Gabriel. Catch you later, man. First one goes up, man. One thing that's really cool about these tripods is we're on this, you can see I'm standing on a hillside, but I can still get level pictures with an iPhone with the balance leveler and adjust the stand exactly how we want. I want to pick up the motion if they're crossing down there. Keep moving, my friend. So I had a giant 3-4 years ago. I got one trail camera of them. So this is part of that hypothesis that we're testing out here, but I had one picture of a giant that moved through this area. Had him in summertime, 3 or 4 pictures, that's it. He walked down the road, I got a picture of him. I got one more picture of that buck up this ridge top, making his way somewhere through here. Never saw him on the hoof, never had him at feeders, never had him in the rut, nothing. Not to say he could have moved away and moved on from here, but still, I live and die by the pockets. Old mature deer, home ranges are tiny, 5 acres, 20 acres, 15 acres. They're not covering large areas. They're old, they have their territory, they're dominant. And so like just finding those natural funnels, those travel corridors that they're moving through, in expansive timber, like there are no trails really. There's no edge, there's no heavy food sources. We're surrounded in oak trees. These are shedding acorns everywhere come hunting season. But they have their terrain. The way the thermals move through here, they have their safe routes. But without walking every single day and looking for them every single day, and they live and die by using the topography to their advantage. They're living 5-10 yards off of the ridge top. They hear something coming, they drop down to the valley. They hear something in the valley, they go to the crest, they go to the other side. Like this land is designed for them to survive in. And so, again, we're just trying to keep the surveillance line to see where they're moving through here to find out. We know they're moving through here. We know they exist because we can see them on the hook. We just can't get trail cameras because we don't know where they're moving through. So that's what we're trying to get solved. Man, it's getting hot. And that river creek is increasing the humidity. Just hit me what I'm gonna do. One thing that has helpful that, and this is on the fly, guys. Like, I put a lot of thought. I've never done this before. We are alternating cameras to extend their focal point, so that camera is facing this way. But those two cameras are facing each other, and so they're covering 100-yard areas, 50 yards facing this way, 50 yards, so we have a choke point right there. We're not gonna do the same thing, so this one's gonna be facing that way toward that camera. We got another kind of like choke point in cameras to extend their range. If you had them all facing one direction, spread out in our increments of 50, 100 yards, you would have some blind spots in your trails, but by aiming them together, we're getting, extending the range a little bit on them. Good. I'm excited about that one. That looks good. So if nothing knocks that sucker down. It's like God has ordained us. Look, we already have our neck tree picked out, man. See it, man? It's clear as day.
Oh, this is interesting.
So this one's gonna be tricky because they're for sure gonna be using this low point. We wanna get the high side and the low side camera. You think we should put two cameras? One facing up high that way and one facing down low?
Yeah. Or one facing this one, facing this way.
Camera on the one with the poison ivy vine?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's got to be the intersection. You've got to cover the intersection just two different ways.
And it's like a natural low point.
I think it's probably these three trees. That may not be poison ivy.
Looks like
Virginia creeper.
Virginia creeper? You think I should set high side on this one? Let me ask you this. What do you think, guy? Do you think they're gonna cross that downside, hit the high side and cross? Because that's our dead spot right up there.
Yeah. I mean,
For sure
cover here. We could put on that tree. High tree.
What about that tree?
Yeah. That facing this way and that facing this way.
Huh? I for sure like this tree a lot. Basically, we're halfway. We've used half our cameras.
Okay.
I'm willing to pass on that one to cover more.
We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
We'll just throw more up on there.
'Cause that covers coming down this trail, crossing this trail, dissecting this trail.
The only thing, if they take it tight.
Even if they take it tight, you'll get a picture of it
Yeah, picture of it.
in a 2-shot burst mode. So this is the money spot, I think, in terms of topography and looking at the lay of the land and looking some remnants of a trail which doesn't really exist here. We see it. We got one trail camera on that side of the road looking down that section. We're gonna put one almost diagonally 5 yards apart facing this way because this just seemed like a perfect low point funnel. And we know downwind, upridge, whatever you want to call it, that direction is where we have seen big deer on the hook in the summertime crossing. And that side's pretty steep up. Like that's not comfortable walk up. So like they're hugging the downside of this ridge and then making their way up this way. And so we're gonna try to shoot both ways. I remember I told you earlier, shoot this way. We're now shooting this way on this one. I feel like I'm on Call of Duty with like setting up my like Claymore mines with like the trigger areas and like totally fortifying my areas. Like there's no way. What is it, Predator? The only way the deer are gonna survive and not get found is if they use the trees.
And that would be new.
What do you think, man? Like,
Well, there's the low spot. Right down. Right
yeah, I'm trying to like, I want to hit this corner. You think I go this way? Like, right here?
Probably. I'd probably say.
What? Back there?
Put it back there. Like just in case they do follow that low point, right?
Yeah. I can see.
Oh, there's a trail
Right through here.
Look at that. That's actually a well-used trail.
As we conclude this journey today, let's take a moment to reflect on our mission. Across thousands and thousands of acres of dense forest, ridges, hollers, and rivers, we're seeking the most mature whitetails, majestic animals who've mastered the art of remaining unseen. Their skill in evading detection is truly remarkable, but our task is to locate these animals. To achieve this, we've carefully deployed 13 trail cameras across the landscape. These are our eyes in the wilderness, providing valuable insights into the secret lives of these remarkable creatures. They capture the moments that we humans, no matter how stealthy, might miss, thereby paving our path to success. But remember, deploying trail cameras isn't just about technology. It's about understanding these animals. These seasoned whitetails, each commanding territories that could cover anywhere from 5 acres to 1,000 acres. We must understand how they use that land to find these choke points, funnels, saddles, water crossings to find them. They sense disturbances, changes in their environment, and are keenly aware of the slightest intrusion. Our aim is to observe without being observed, to understand without disturbing. In this vast wilderness, locating the mature whitetails is a challenge that requires patience, strategy, and ultimately respect for these masters of invasion. Remember, In this endeavor, our greatest tool isn't just the trail camera. It's our ability to be unobtrusive and adaptive as these very animals seek. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and respect the wild.